Welcome to Soothing Pod's meditation. In today's meditation, we will be exploring the practice of releasing control, particularly in relation to things we have little to no control over. To begin, find a comfortable seated position, letting the spine be straight and the shoulders relaxed. Close your eyes. And wherever you are seated, take a moment to ground yourself by drawing your awareness to the surface that supports you. Notice every inch of your body that is in contact with the seat or floor that holds you. And then gently expand your awareness to include the air and space that fills the room around you. Notice the movement of this air as it enters your nostrils and fills your lungs. And witness the same movement in reverse, as your breath returns to the world around you. Continue to observe this natural flow of your breath, noting the way it brings a subtle movement to the seemingly still body. And then draw your awareness to the belly, seeing if this might encourage the breath to move a little bit deeper. With each inhale, let the belly expand outwards. And with each exhale, let it soften in on itself. Take 3 more full, deep breaths this way. As we move through life, various undesirable or challenging events will arise for each of us, many of which we will have little control over. You have undoubtedly experienced some of these already. A partner or loved one leaving, desired position or award being granted to another, or any number of cancellations, detours, or surprises. In order to avoid pain, the mind yearns for full control over life. Even when faced with circumstances beyond our authority, the mind will ruminate, grasp, or analyze events as a way of harnessing perceived control. But in the words of Jack Kornfield, peace requires us to surrender our illusions of control. When we gently begin to surrender this false notion of control, we start to uncover a sense of trust in the universe and an underlying foundation of peace and contentment. Because when control is surrendered, we open to life as it is, without expectations, without denial, and without resistance. This does not mean that we will never feel grief, anger, or anxiety, or other human emotions in response to what happens around us. However, we will become better at witnessing the mind's attempt to manage life. And as we turn to the present moment through mindful awareness of what is right here, we will start to move with life's ebb and flow with greater ease. We can practice this surrender by witnessing and softening any mental movements that might be flowing at present, and through affirmations of peace, trust, and ease. So take a moment to sink into the silence of this meditation for a few moments, becoming an outside observer to whatever arises in the mind. As you rest here, continually observe what arises in thought. You do not need to search for anything, simply note what comes naturally. Notice if there are any planning, analyzing, manipulating, or otherwise controlling thoughts present. And if so, see if you might soften those with each exhale. Without denying any controlling thoughts that may arise, practice witnessing and softening them instead. Use the breath to anchor yourself back into the present moment, knowing that one of the few things you can control is your attentiveness to the breath and to the body. Invite the breath to deepen a little bit further as you surrender into this present moment. Now, as any habitual mental maneuvering begins to soften, see if you might invite the following words to fill your subconscious mind. I release what I cannot control. I trust the ebb and flow of life. I accept that there are things I do not have authority over. Slowly let these words dissolve as you take a moment to soften the muscles in your forehead. See if you might let this physical relaxation invite you further into surrendering. Now, come back to the flow of the breath, observing just a few more cycles for this meditation. Once again, notice the physical world that supports you. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes. I hope you enjoyed today's meditation. See you again.